Hey there people, I'm your friendly neighborhood Let's Player SpiderMwa, and I welcome you back to Let's Play The Beast Within. As we left off, we are in the final chapter, and we are going to do our best to rescue Gabriel from his predicament and destroy the werewolf, the Black Wolf, once and for all. I'll have to excuse me if I sound sometimes a little bit sniffled, or different, or I start to cough, I sneeze, whatever. I have a cold. It's not nice. It's a bit nasty, but that's sometimes how it goes. So let's take a look around. Richard Wagner, Der Fluch des Engelhardt.
Der Fluch des Engelhardt by Richard Wagner, conducted by Herr Klaus Immerding and Herr Georg Immerding. I can't believe we've pulled it off.
And apparently Georg got his brother also to do the conducting. Nice. So what else is here? Nice flowers. Ah, there's the brochure. Of course we're gonna need a brochure. I mean, you can never go wrong with a brochure. How to get ahead in life and such, you know. That is a Monkey Island reference, hehehe. Okay, let's take a look at it. So, what do we have here? The Curse of Engelhardt, Act 1. So, it pretty much tells you the whole story of how the opera goes. Groovy! Very groovy. I think I should read all of this. If I want the maximum points, that is.
The Curse of Engelhardt by Richard Wagner, Act 1. Many years ago, in a small German village, there lived a young man named Engelhardt. Engelhardt was a lowly blacksmith's apprentice. He was fair-faced, but by nature gentle and shy. Being orphaned, and having lived with the blacksmith in virtual slavery since his parents died, Engelhardt had nothing in the world to claim as his own. Nothing, that is, but an amazing talent. For 10 years, the beautiful and much-desired wares that had passed for the blacksmith's own had actually been produced by Engelhardt. The blacksmith, a greedy and vain man, was determined to keep this a secret. He forbade Engelhardt to ever work the metal in front of another soul, on pain of death. But the blacksmith's ingratitude went further still. He was so plagued with envy of Engelhardt's talents that he treated Engelhardt like a lazy and worthless dog.
So he was in virtual slavery, not in real slavery, huh? Okay, got it. So even back in the day, they had virtual reality. Maybe it's the Job Simulator, Blacksmith Edition. There is a VR game called the Job Simulator. It's kind of a fun game, at least from what I've seen. Wish I had some kind of a 3D equipment to play those games. I would love it.
The other villagers, assuming that the blacksmith's behavior toward Engelhardt must be deserved, followed suit. Now in the same town there lived a rich baron. The baron maintained a patronly and righteous face with the villagers, but it was rumored that he was actually unspeakably cruel and wicked. There was also a young maiden, Hildegunde, who was lovely and good-hearted. Hildegunde was the only one who took pity on Engelhardt and was kind to him. Engelhardt loved Hildegunde madly, but was too shy and too penniless to even speak of it. In the first act, we learn that Hildegunde's parents, blinded by the prospective fortune, have betrothed her to the Baron. When Hildegunde learns of this, she is terrified and protests that the Baron is reputed to be evil, but her parents brush this off as jealous rumors and demand her obedience. Poor Hildegunde is too good to defy her parents' wishes, and so she reluctantly agrees. The Baron, with great public ceremony, sends Hildegunde a betrothal gift of a silver jewelry box.
Cool. But also, it was very nice of them to leave that little pause for her to read the name correctly. I mean, take two, anyone? No? Okay, that was good enough. Good enough for them, good enough for me.
Hildegunde, overcome by her fear and anger at the betrothal, casts the jewelry box into the fire. She is immediately remorseful and pulls it out, but it is too late. The delicate silver has been badly marred. Hildegunde fears for her life when she sees the damage. She is afraid the blacksmith would report the damage to the Baron, so she approaches Engelhardt and begs him to help her. Engelhardt thinks of his master's warning, but determines to disregard it for Hildegunde's sake. He melts down the silver and constructs another box even more beautiful than the first. When Hildegunda sees his great artistic skill, she falls in love with him. The two come together in an aria of love, but their bliss is momentary. What about the betrothal? The young couple, knowing the Baron will never relinquish his claim, decide to run away.
I never thought that somebody would actually fall in love with someone else because of the talent that they have. I think it would be more complicated than that. Usually in Disney stories, it's just a glance, seeing a handsome man or a beautiful woman and bam, you're in love. If only the world worked that way. You see that perfect someone for you, just for you. You see them for the first time and bam, you're in love. And then Dharma and Greg happen.
Act 2. The Baron learns of Hildegunda and Ingleheart's disappearance. He is so furious that he hires hunters to track the pair down. Hildegunda and Ingleheart are found and arrested. In a public trial, Hildegunda pleads their case in a stirring aria. She tells the townspeople of Ingleheart's great skill and his mistreatment by the blacksmith. She tells them Ingleheart is good and kind. The blacksmith should be turned out for his evils and Ingleheart given the shop. Then she and Ingleheart could marry and live in peace with their neighbors. Her parents chose a groom for her, but she begs to be allowed her own choice. It is then the Baron's turn to speak. He declares that he has been terribly injured, a victim of a wayward girl. His marriage claim was first. There can be no other. He implies that if the villagers do not help him make it right, he will remove his aid from the village coffers. Then the Baron turns to Ingleheart.
Well, this is starting to actually get really interesting. Let's hear more about this story.
By the rights of the injured, the Baron announces he is empowered to set a curse. The Baron curses Ingleheart with a terrible and ancient malady, that whenever the moon shines in the night, Ingleheart will become a marauding wolf. The village is terrified of wolves, and has been plagued for many years by a local renegade wolf which has taken the lives of many children. The Baron further declares that because he is merciful, he will still marry Hildegunda, but not until she renounces Ingleheart with her own words. Until she does, he will keep her safe from further shame by locking her up in a small room at the top of his house. The villagers naturally side with the Baron. Hildegunda goes to her prison, and Ingleheart does indeed become a wolf at night. At first Ingleheart is hated and feared by the villagers. They make the sign of the evil eye at him, and will not tolerate his presence in town. But soon, rumors start to circulate about Ingleheart the wolf. It seems he is always careful not to harm any human being, nor any domestic stock.
So apparently he's still smart when he turns into a wolf, keeping that human intelligence. Cool. And also, didn't know that Hildegunda turns into Rapunzel. Rapunzel! The tower! The tower!
In fact, he even does some good for the villagers. He scares away bandits, and he keeps the renegade wolf at bay. No more children are lost to the fangs of the night. Ingleheart's kindness shines through even the dire nature of his curse. Hildegunda, meanwhile, still loves Ingleheart as much as ever, whatever curse he might be under, and whatever acts that curse might force him to commit. When she hears of Ingleheart's successful mastery of the curse, she dedicates herself to him forever. Hildegunda tells the Baron that she will never renounce Ingleheart. The Baron's plan having collapsed before him, having given Ingleheart dignity rather than removed it, he flies into a rage. He tells Hildegunda that he will marry her anyway, and on the morrow at that. She will become his wife, or her parents' lives will be forfeit.
Dude, that's not cool. You can't just threaten to kill her parents because you don't love me, but I'm gonna marry you anyway, bitch. What an asshole.
Act 3. The final act begins with the wedding feast for Hildegunda and the Baron. Hildegunda has cooperated due to her fear for her parents' lives, but now that the service is over, she is horrified to find herself that Baron's wife, and is mourning her final separation from Ingleheart. After her poignant opening aria, the Baron approaches her and tries to draw her back to the party. He calls for the entertainment, hoping to cheer her up. In strides a traveling show of minstrels. They wear comic costumes and full face paint and immediately proceed to play and juggle for the crowd. One of them, a mime with a tragic frown painted on his face, seems to want to hover near and amuse the bride. She keeps brushing him off, clearly depressed and tearful, and he does his best to make her laugh. After the amusing antics of the minstrel's first song, the tone changes and the minstrel's music grows dark and theatrical.
I got a feeling that the mime might be Engelhart. It's just a observation, you know.
The Baron protests, preferring the comedy, but he's reassured by Hildegunda's father. The minstrels gather in a circle around the frowning minstrel. They whirl around him, and he slowly sinks from sight. The music grows more frantic. Suddenly, the minstrels burst apart like petals, and standing in the center of the room is a wolf. The villagers scream, but Hildegunda cries out that it is Engelhart. The wolf does not attack the crowd. It only lifts its head and begins to howl. The Baron screams at the wolf to stop, and he screams at the villagers to kill the wolf, but they only stare in horror. The Baron pulls his hair and gnashes his teeth. He rises and makes it to the center of the banquet hall, where he falls down in a heap of wedding silk. What emerges from the silk is another wolf. Engelhart has revealed the Baron's terrible secret for all to see. He was the renegade wolf that had terrorized the village. The Baron wolf escapes from the hall through the main archway. Engelhart leaps after him.
Well, it makes now total sense how he got the curse put on him by the Baron. The Baron was a werewolf himself. And also, you skipped the line and you changed a word here. I don't think she was reading from the same script that we are reading from here. Maybe she has a different kind of brochure?
The villagers rally in a cry of horror and fury. One of the men grabs an axe from the wall and entreats the others to follow. They will stalk and kill the murderous wolf. The villagers storm through the archway. Hildegunda follows. The final scene takes place in the woods outside the village. The villagers hunt the two wolves. They follow the wolf tracks, singing of the apparent ferocity of the battle between the two wolves. Hildegunda answers the men's excitement with her own fear for Engelhart's life. The crowd emerges into a clearing. There, the two wolves are engaged in a final deadly embrace. As they watch, Engelhart triumphs and the Baron wolf sinks to the ground and dies. Unfortunately, Engelhart is mortally wounded. His curse has been broken by the Baron's death, but it is too late. Hildegunda sings her love to him, while the villagers pronounce him a great hero. Engelhart dies, and all mourn in a sorrowful final aria.
How many operas are there that actually end like this? In a horrific, sad way? As far as I know, I haven't... most of the operas that I know of, I just know some arias from famous operas, but mostly from what I've just heard of operas, at the end it always ends tragically. Are there any operas with a happy ending, ever? Must be. Well, anyway, let's continue. Because so far the video has been nothing but a reading about an opera. So let's take a look around.
I could use some fresh air, but I don't have time to go outside.
True then. We got some business to do around here. So many places to go. God damn. No idea where I should go. But, hey, it's an adventure game. Nice opera house. Very nice.
There's no easy way to get there from inside the auditorium.
Well, because you're in an auditorium. You have to climb over the wall there in order to get into the main hall. Well, hello. Looks like a dressing room. And also Gabriel.
Old playbills and schedules.
That seems to be the most important thing. The diagram of the whole opera hall.
A seating chart. This might be useful.
I'd say so. Because what I do remember about the notes of Wagner, there was a diary. There was a diaphragm of the whole place that might be useful for us. Let's check on Gabriel. How's he doing? Love the painting up there. Very nice. Not scary at all. Or creepy.
How do you feel?
Like someone's put broken glass in my brain.
I thought we'd have you back in Rittersburg by now. The Smiths are waiting for you there.
It's okay. Just stick me in a room somewhere. Are we ready for the test?
I'll check.
Could you see about some heat, Gracie? I'm really freezing in here. Are you cold?
Sure. It's cold. I'll see what I can do.
Good. You do that.
Poor Gabriel. Suffering so much because of that goddamn werewolf bastard.
I'm not ready to get dressed yet.
We still got things to do. Let's see what we got here on the table. Apparently there was a very important cutscene on that table. Ooh, binoculars. Theatrical binoculars, to be exact. So you're gonna be sitting in a booth. Nice. If I ever went to an opera, which I doubt I will, I don't think I would ever use any binoculars, because I don't really need to see close up all the actors. I want to see the whole theater. I want to see the whole of the platform to see everything happening there. Seeing everything close up will be just distracting. What does the note say?
Here's that list I made.
Things to do. Very interesting. Okay, let's check on the things to do. But first...
I picked these up so I could see everything tonight. And I don't mean on stage.
No, that's true. You can always look at the people in the audience with those.
I made this list of things to do.
Test chandelier. Gabriel to be safe in Rittersburg night of opera. Warn HI about possible distraction. Wait until last minute. Figure out where to seat VG and Lib. So that's Von Glauer and Kommissar Leber. Inform Usher of seating plans. Get up secondary spotlight on VG. Run it myself. Find way to trap VG in seat. Set up MTG with Lib at theater. Make sure he's armed. MTG. Whoever that is. Okay. Quite the plan we got.
It's a seating chart for the theater.
So what's the other paper that we have here? Is this the Wagner opera plan? Yes, it is.
Wagner's layout of the theater.
So X marks the spot, and we need that. I guess that's how it works. I guess. Can I combine these? Nope. Never mind. So let's head out and start doing our checklist. That's Georg and his brother.
We have 1 hour, people. Herr Emmerding. Herr Emmerding.
Yes, Mr. Costello?
Herr Emmerding, I must again protest about my lack of vocalization in Act 3. I have not a single note until the transformation hour.
Now, how many times do we have to go over this? You are disguised as a silent minstrel.
I know it. But an aria, sung to the audience, off to one side, would be very effective. Hildegard has one.
Yes, but the audience is not supposed to know it's you until the transformation into a wolf. It's a surprise. You know, surprise.
I realize that's the way it's written. I simply disagree with its effectiveness.
Your opinion is noted. It's time to get ready, Georg.
You go. I want to go over this one more time.
I know that some singers, actors, whatever, can be really, uptight, self-centered, egotistic, but that guy wants to rewrite a lost opera by Wagner. What a fucking douche. Jesus. It's like somebody wanted to rewrite Shakespeare.
That's another Monkey Island reference.
Garrick must be really nervous about all this.
There's no easy way to get there from inside the auditorium.
Fine, let's go out there.
Let's go in there the proper way then to talk to Georg. Sup?
Georg, I need you to promise me something.
What?
There may be some distractions tonight in the audience in Act 3. I need you to keep playing no matter what.
What distractions? What are you saying?
Don't get upset. It's just, well, it is opening night. The audience might be a bit rowdy, you know?
Are you serious?
But we have extra security lined up, so if anything were to happen, it would be taken care of. So just, keep playing.
Grace, I do not even want to know what you are talking about. This is a brand new Wagner opera. I am not going to stop the performance, even if Wagner himself comes floating out on stage.
Great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, I would give her that look too. You're weird, Grace. You're weird. But yeah, brand new Wagner opera. I wouldn't call it brand new, really, because it was written a long time ago. You should just say it's a lost opera. That's what it is. That's what you called it before. A lost opera, not a brand new one. But anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it here. I think we still got a few parts of this game. After all, I thought it would be just the finale right here and done, but no, there's still some stuff to do. Damn, not a finale yet. Maybe not even next time, but we'll see. Until then, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all have a good evening, good afternoon, and a good morning, and I will see you all next time. Take care, people. Bye. God damn, my voice was cracking there like a bitch. See what happens when I get a cold. My voice goes all...